Franco, we landed in Bogotá about an hour and a half ago. We're here in Bogotá to see Korn.
Yes, we are.
Very excited tonight. We're going to see Korn and then we head back to Medellin tomorrow. And honestly, that's exactly what this episode of the Good Life podcast should be about. So here's the question that I want to answer by the end of this podcast. We can live pretty much anywhere in the world. And we choose to live in Colombia. So
Yeah.
I want to give people insight as to why life is good in Medellin and in Colombia as a whole.
Right, yeah.
I think good life would be good anywhere.
Yeah.
Wherever we go, life would be good, but particularly we're here, we live here.
Yeah.
Why life is good here.
So what's been good lately, Andrew?
One good thing that was really good was the latest video that I uploaded about the upcoming elections, the presidential elections.
I saw that one. That was a really good video.
Yeah, and the reason I made it, the topic came up because I had a consultation call with someone that saw my videos. He has a property here, but he wanted to talk about the upcoming elections. Should he be worried? Because it's like it's his second year owning a property in Medellin, and on top of that, he doesn't live here, so he was worried a little bit.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I did a bunch of research, he did a bunch of research, and we had a really good conversation, and we both came to the conclusion that there really isn't a lot to worry about. Yeah, some things may change, but long term, for someone living out here, someone that owns property out here or invests out here, it's still going to be pretty much the same as it's been the last few years. But the video did really well. I'm very grateful for that. By the way, we're drinking tequila.
Tequila, yeah.
It's like a little cocktail with soda water. Cheers.
Cheers.
And
and
blueberry
sweets.
or something, yeah. Cool.
So my wife Cindy, her family is staying with her this weekend. It's yesterday Friday it was Labor Day, so it's a 3-day holiday.
So they're staying at your apartment?
So they're staying at my apartment.
And that's a good thing?
Well, so
I'm just kidding.
The good thing is what happened yesterday, Friday
okay.
night, was that we all got together for dinner, and it was something that wasn't really planned.
Yeah.
And something that I wasn't even gonna go to as well. Because their plan was they brought fruits called kuruba, which Dad was asking about, and that was the main reason why they went over and to go say hello. And you guys were already there, you, Manuela, and Lorenzo.
Yeah, it was kind of like a coincidence.
Yeah. So and I was at home editing.
Why didn't you want to come?
Because I was editing the video for Medellin Living Real Estate channel, and I just wanted to be kind of like home alone. Anyways, I don't know. I get like that sometimes when it comes to like family gatherings.
I know.
My brother-in-law, they have kids, and they were playing with Lorenzo, and Louis was there. We brought the dog over, and they were playing with Louis.
Yeah.
Everyone was just like, together. Like it was a really cool family moment. And then they were planning to go watch the soccer game Medellin on Sunday.
Yeah.
Making plans while we're out here in Bogotá.
So we're here for Korn. They're, for those of you that don't know who that is, it's a metal band. The main point is that 10 years ago, or even just 5 years ago, many international bands would skip Colombia when they're doing their world tours because there wasn't really a good venue. But then Bogotá built the Med Plus Stadium, and it's the same company that's building the one in Sabaneta in Medellin.
Oh, they are? Okay,
yeah.
Nice.
So now bands, instead of just us having to come to Bogotá, maybe they'll be coming to Medellin
to us
soon.
in Medellin, yeah.
So the stadium in Sabaneta is going to be 16,200 people.
That's amazing.
Capacity.
Yeah.
70 events a year, and just hundreds of thousands of people going through there all year. That's insane. That's going to be a big commercial driver in that southern area of, or I guess adjacent to Medellin. Boost their economy, make it more commercial. Some people may hate it. We're going to have a lot of haters, like.
Definitely.
The people that don't make money usually will be the haters saying, that it's being gentrified or whatever.
Yeah.
But then there's going to be a lot of locals that are going to be making a lot of money.
Yeah. And you know what? Medellin needs something like that. They don't have that like concert hall where
it was a stadium, but the stadium sound sucks.
Yeah.
Because it's like open air, and if it rains, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
And it usually does rain.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just about concerts, but there's something else that's being built in Laureles that no one even knows about. So Andrew, the Jumbo on Carrera 65, Carrera 65 in Laureles?
Yeah, that's where they have like the tents or they'll do circuits in that parking lot, right?
Yeah, it's right there near the Sudamericana metro station.
Okay.
So there is a plan, and it's already being designed and everything. It's in the design phase right now. That whole area, they're going to be building an 80,000 square meter shopping mall.
80,000 square meter?
Yeah, 80,000.
Is that bigger than Viva Envigado? I think it might be.
We might have to double check on that, but this thing is going to be massive. It's going to be built by a Chilean company called Senca Sur, and the mall is going to be called Senco Medellin.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
So that whole area of Laureles is going to become unrecognizable when that thing is built.
When will it be built?
So they're projecting to be around 2030.
Wow, okay.
So in just about
like
3 years.
3 and a half, yeah.
Yeah, that area is so close to the metro station of the Sudamericana, very close to the stadium. Mm-hmm. You have the new metro line that's being built out, Line E. So it's going to connect to all those areas around.
Yeah, and I believe Sudamericana is actually a Strato 5 neighborhood.
Yeah.
But then if you go to like the left side of it,
where the Jumbo Market is.
What's the name of that neighborhood? Naranjal. That's like an Estrato 3.
That's an Estrato 3.
So that Estrato 3 is probably going to go up to Estrato 4 over the course of a few years after they build this giant mall.
Yeah.
For investors out there, that is a very big insider tip as to something that is being developed in the city, in the middle of the city, because that's literally like right in the middle.
In the middle, yeah.
But you know something that's even better than the mall that's happening in the city?
What is that?
The schools.
All right, okay. Tell me about that.
And this doesn't get enough attention. Medellin has rebuilt or remodeled over 112 schools, which is pretty awesome because some of the schools needed it, or at least a lot of the schools needed a remodeling.
They do, yeah.
They spent about 95 billion pesos in 2025 remodeling these schools.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they're building a mega school in Manrique, which is a low-income neighborhood.
Yeah.
That mega school in Manrique is going to be 6 floors, modern looking, modern everything.
Yeah.
Expected to be done by 2027. So we still got about a year to go, or a year and a half. But it's a big project, big endeavor, and it's obviously great for the kids and great for education as a whole.
Yeah. Hopefully, with like that investment that they're doing into the school system, they'll improve the curriculum as well.
Right.
Teaching them, because we're going into AI era. So probably teaching them about coding, anything about AI, obviously English classes.
Yeah.
So I really hope,
Yeah,
when they build
not just a school.
Yeah, just not the looks of it, but they build out the curriculum because the kids are the future.
We are the world. And Lorenzo's 2 years old. Well, he's going to be two years old in June.
Yeah.
So he's going to start to go to preschool and stuff. And I've been looking into schools. I definitely want him to go to a bilingual school. Unfortunately, most of those are
private.
All of them are going to be private. Yeah. But it's great that they're investing in public schools.
So those are just about the schools in Medellin, but did you know that they're investing in sports here in Medellin?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so there's this project of building out new sports complexes throughout the entire city in different neighborhoods.
Wow, okay.
One of the big ones is in Belén.
Yeah.
And everyone talks about the beach that's being built in Belén. So right next to it, part of the project is going to be Olympic-sized pools.
Oh, like a sports complex.
A whole giant sports complex for people to go and train.
Yeah, and it's public.
And it's going to be public,
Wow, that's amazing.
So that's in Belén.
That's going to be cool.
And then there's the other projects are in like the smaller, let's say lower income neighborhoods of like Robledo, Altavista. Mm-hmm. I think I saw 12 de Octubre.
Those neighborhoods need that.
So those neighborhoods are going to be getting those projects built in soon. Hopefully by 2030 is projected for them to be completed. They say, sports can keep children off like the streets and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool.
Speaking of sports, there's something else that's got everybody kind of anxious and excited. Can you guess what it is? I think you know what it is.
I already know, yes.
What is it?
The World Cup.
Yes, the World Cup's coming in June, man. Well, it's not coming here, but it's starting in June.
Yeah.
All Colombians, obviously. It doesn't matter what your background is. Everybody knows about the World Cup because obviously Colombia made it. Mm-hmm. And they're going to be playing it in Mexico, US, and Canada, and it's going to be freaking awesome. We've watched every World Cup since 2014 together here in Colombia and in Medellin, mostly. Do you remember like the 2014 World Cup?
That is my favorite memory because we would go to Parque Lleras before what it was now.
Yeah, when it was local.
And I remember vividly seeing all these balloons of, red, yellow, and blue, streamers, ribbons everywhere, all the bars just decked out, everyone watching the game. The whole street where the park is of Parque Lleras, just completely filled with people celebrating when they scored. Foam,
cool.
the maicena going in the air.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah. What about the 2018 World Cup?
2018.
Because 2014 was good because that team did pretty well.
Yeah.
James was like breakout year.
Yeah.
Had the Golden Boot Award.
Yep.
For that amazing goal versus Uruguay, and then they had the 2018 World Cup where they did even better. They advanced to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I remember we were with our friend Sam because Colombia lost to England.
Penalties,
and we were there in Parque Lleras again watching it, and it was still a good time, even though they did get eliminated.
Yeah, then 2022 they didn't make it.
They did not make it.
But we still watched the World Cup. And then this year now they made it, and obviously we're gonna go nuts.
Yeah.
I always tell myself I'm not gonna hype myself up because Colombia is one of those teams that will, in Spanish, is ilusionar.
Yeah. Give you false hopes.
Yeah, they give you hope.
Yeah.
They give you hope, and then it's a false hope because then they screw up, and they have like all this talent.
Yeah.
Greatest talents in the world, some of the greatest soccer players in the world, but then we choke.
Yeah, they choke when
And
they
I
come
always tell
together.
myself, like, screw them. I'm not gonna support them anymore. I'm not gonna care anymore. And then the World Cup comes, and I'm like face painted with like the flag hanging over. Like, I thought you weren't gonna support
with the
him.
World Cup trophy. Yeah.
Yeah, this will be Lorenzo's first World Cup. He'll be 2 years old, and we'll be taking a lot of videos and pictures because he may not remember it, but we'll have it recorded for him to remember your first World Cup, Colombia playing, and you're watching it in Medellin.
Yeah, that's amazing, and honestly, that's the good life.
That is the good life.
So, the good life is getting better.
It is. Nobody told me that the good life was going to be watching a city decide to get better, and that's what's happening, and that's what contributes to this great life that we're having here. So if you're watching this public video, just know that there is a longer version of this conversation in the members only section. All you got to do is click the join button down below, or in the description there's a link to become a member of the channel and become part of the inner circle. And if you want to take it a step further and you want to relocate out here and you want us to help you, there's a link to the MedellinMasterclass.com one-on-one call where we'll explain everything that you need to know about the masterclass and help you get enrolled and help you with your relocation down to Medellin, Colombia.
And we'll see you guys in the next episode.
All right, later.
Cheers.